So blacksmithing in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has received a massive change. After update 1.2, you are now going to have to do this a completely different way, and that's what this guide is about. I'm going to teach you how to make money in the early game as well as late game, a bunch of pretty amazing things you want to think about crafting, and we're going to talk about the Knight Sword. Without further ado, let's go ahead and lock straight in. So luckily for us, the Knight Sword is finally in the game, and it's worth it. I'm going to go ahead and open up my inventory, and I'm going to show you. If you come right over here to the Trotsky Castle in the first region, you can go to the Blacksmith Oshina. He's going to be right over here, and this guy is going to be able to sell you the sketch. Now it's 600 groschen. All right, so you're going to need a lot of money. However, they also reworked or rebalanced a lot of the weapons and the prices in this game. This thing is worth 3K. Now, in the first region, there is nobody you can sell it to, so that's terrible. However, you will be able to sell this to a lot of different people in Kuttenburg and in the second region, so we'll talk about that later on in the guide. This thing is worth it. It's 157 in the slash damage, 149 for stab, and 47 for blunt. It has 225 in defense, and it's fairly easy to craft, with coin sword pommel, reinforced sword guard, Frankfurt steel, scrap metal, and cow skin. Things that you can get from almost any blacksmith in the area. So yes, once you start crafting this thing, you're going to be able to sell it. Now, if you've noticed before, a lot of these different swords were not worth this much. The Balazar, the broadsword, these things have received twice as much value since the patch. Other things like the falchion and hunting sword, these have not changed at all. So what I think they went ahead and did was they patched a lot of things to make it a higher value, but then things that are in the first region or the beginning of the game, they left it the way that it is so that it doesn't break the balance of the economy. Regardless, now that you know that you're able to create the Knight Sword, let's get into that mini game. Just before you start crafting, you want to come over here to Blacksmith Radovan. He is over here in the first region once again at Takov. That's going to be this city just above the very first city you start the game in. All right, come to him, talk to him, become friends. He's going to give you a room right over there, the second door on the right, and you're going to go inside and you're going to grab an apron. I'll go ahead and throw that on. I'm already maxed out at 30 craftsmanship, but I'm about to take you from low craftsmanship to craftsmaster in a second. First things first, you have to naturally get to craftsmanship level 16. Once you do so, come over to your players tab, drop down into your crafting skill, and go ahead and buy this right here. This is a must-have skill, and it's going to be Martin's Secret. That skill is going to allow you to do this right here. It's going to allow you to make Martin quality items. So this broad longsword, this noble sword, all of these different items, they're all at the highest tier possible. That's because of that skill. Secondly, go back over here, and I want you to go over to your drinking skill. You're going to buy this right here, heavy duty. You need to be at least level 10. This is going to add +4 to your craftsmanship. That should put you at 20. Now from there, you're going to do two more things. You want to make a potion. The potion that you want to make is going to be Henry's Quickfinger Potion. This is going to give you +8 craftsmanship. So now you're sitting at 28 craftsmanship. And then finally, after you finish becoming friends with Radovan and you go over there, you walk inside of your room and you grab the apron. Go ahead and throw that apron on, and you are now sitting at 31 craftsmanship. Of course, it caps at 30, but you're pretty much over the cap. Now, with all of that beautiful craftsmanship, make sure that you drink just before crafting anything so that you can activate the heavy duty perk. And let's get into the brand new mini game. There's a lot of changes here, so it's a lot to go over. I'll go ahead and start drinking so that I'm in the positive stage of drinking, and we'll get started. All right, there it is. So we'll drop down to the Knight Sword. First things first, when you're over here at the forge, you can go between the forge and the anvil as many times as you want. It does not affect the quality. So don't worry about it, take your time. You actually want to heat this thing up a lot. Once you heat it up enough, you're going to start to see the sword change color. And they actually adjusted it a little bit so it's easier to see. But you want your sword to be as close to white as humanly possible. So just about there. This is a very decent color. Now the thing about this, it cools off a lot faster than before. So you're going to be coming back and forth to the forge a lot if you don't do this quickly. All right, so now that we have this beautiful color on our sword, we hit the anvil and we go to work. Start at the bottom and work your way to the top. Now, even if you don't get the whistle, don't worry about it. It's all about the sparks and you hammering it as hard as you can. Flip it over to the other side and let's keep it going from the tip all the way to the bottom. We'll flip it over real quick.
This is going to take a while, yeah?
We'll flip it over again. As you can see, the sword is actually starting to take shape now, which is pretty cool. That's something that they adjusted, so I like that. We'll flip it over one more time and we should be done. And there you go. We finished it. You just go clean from the bottom to the tip and back down to the bottom. He can whistle. He doesn't have to whistle. Doing it to the whistle kind of gets you into a rhythm. And that rhythm is going to help you finish it. Or at least get through it a lot faster. But you don't have to go to the whistle at all. You can just go at your own pace. Make sure that you're hitting it evenly and as hard as possible. You want to hear this beautiful ringing sound, and that's going to be the indicator that you did it perfectly. And there you go. We just got the Knight Sword quality of Martin with all the best stats. Now, when you hop into your inventory, we're going to go ahead and take a look at that weapon. So as you can see right there, that's going to be our beautiful sword. I could have done a lot better job on this. I only got 31 condition, so maybe I should have hit it to a rhythm or taken my time a little bit more. But regardless, we were still able to get it at the highest quality very easily. With all of the stats that we're basically pushing into Henry right now, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to get this level of quality. But take your time and you'll be able to make it this way every single time you do. So now that you know exactly how to make these swords at the highest quality, who do you sell them to? Well, in the very first region, there's not really many people we can sell anything to at all. You have Radovan here. You can go over to Trotsky Castle. If you've been selling a bunch of items to some of the NPCs and they may have money, but in the first region, this thing is kind of useless. So you want to go ahead and grab it, save it, have it on your pocket at all times, but you're really going to be using that a lot more in the second region of the game. Now, one more thing, after you have finished crafting the weapon, come over to this right here and sharpen it. You want to make it as sharp as humanly possible so that you can raise the value. As you can see, this thing needs some milk. It's super easy to sharpen. Just go ahead and drag it along this little grinder right here. Make sure you try to get to either yellow or white colored sparks. If it starts smoking, go ahead and pull back a little bit and you'll be good to go. Now, usually Henry says, there he goes. He's going to say it's one sharp blade, and that means you've got it to 100%. Go ahead and stop. We'll take a look at the weapon. And now we have a 3K 100% condition Knight Sword. That's going to be exactly how you make this weapon to the highest quality. Now let's go over some other weapons. When it comes to axes, this is a little bit easier. The axe that I currently have that has the best value is going to be the Horseman's Pick, but I don't have any Frankfurt steel, so I'm taking an L there. I'll just go ahead and make a broad axe. This is going to run in the same realm as the sword. You want to heat it up until it gets white. Once it's that beautiful, really almost burnt color, you want to take it off, bring it over to the anvil. And that's when you do the same process of going from top to bottom to try to get it to be evenly crafted. All right, that's very close to white for me. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. We're gonna start over in this top corner right here, a little bit there, and then let's go. We flip it over, let's go. He's in the middle of the whistle, but I'll go ahead and flip it over anyway, and I'm gonna get closer to the blade.
Well, this one's gonna need some more work.
I'm gonna put a little bit more force behind my hits. All right, it's just about done, but I'm just gonna go ahead and heat it up a little bit more. See, the sad part is before you could just slap this thing on 2 spots and it would take form. Now, they made it a lot harder for it to become Martin quality.
It's almost finished.
There it is. All right, and let's see our verdict. Is it gonna be Martin quality tier or is it gonna be trash? And the answer is, what is it? Come on, give it to me. Put me out of my misery. Let me know. Yes, and there it is. Martin quality. Awesome. So we just made ourselves a, wow, 70 in condition. So I did really good on that one, on that mini game. The higher it is to 100, that means you almost got it to perfect. So just keep at it, keep practicing, and you'll definitely be able to get all of these weapons to Martin quality in no time. A couple of more tips. Once you get yourself over to the second region, you want to go over to Kuttenburg. Now in the Kuttenburg region, there's going to be this guy right here. For me, I don't know why, but he has a lot, and I mean a lot of Groschen. Today he has 3K. The other day he only had 2. It seems like his inventory is the only inventory that remains high. Other NPCs in this entire zone, they have a decent inventory of about 3 to, I would say, 800. A lot of them on the more 300 to 400. But regardless, you're going to be able to make a bunch of these weapons and then take them over to these NPCs in the second region and sell them off. Meaning that the craftsman trade in this game, being a peddler, is actually worth it. It's going to be one of the best ways to make money. And now that stealing is such a interesting crime that's going to be punishable in the game, you probably want to look into this crafting a little bit more. If you don't know what I'm talking about, they did update crime and they updated stealing in this game. You can no longer steal an object and put it in a chest. You have to keep it on Henry in his inventory for the stolen status to go away. There's a lot more changes and a lot more things that have come in this brand new patch, and I'm going to be covering it over the next couple of weeks. So if you're excited for that, you know what to do. Smash that like button, sub to the channel so that you don't miss out on those notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next video. This is your boy M of MSensei. For now though, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here.